Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth upon them. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. And shalom to the few Akwaf that listen and subscribing to this word as well. Shalom. It's the brother Dama Al-Gabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify and give you warning from Yahweh Yahweh Shai. As you can see, I started this with Ecclesiastes 9 because, we're living in a time to where, an evil net and a snare, which are traps, are being set, over, the whole earth by these international bankers, these elites, the Rothschilds, the Edomites, to ensnare and trap the souls of men through this CBDC banking system, which is why you're about to see in the near future a lot of these banks collapse. A lot of this cash is about to go, bye-bye. It's about to be worthless. People are going to be emptied out as far as their, their financial savings, the cash they may have in the bank, even the cash you may have stashed in your house eventually is going to be obsolete. And you have these international bankers making a push for this CBDC, central bank digital currency, which is ultimately a slave system to where every single transaction and so-called dollar, or not dollar, but, digital money that you will spend will be tracked and monitored and under the control and issuance of a central bank. It'll be your to where your money will be nationalized, man. To where, how you would get your money will come directly from the government. And if you're not in good standings, if you're not up to date on your injections, if you're not, going along with the mainstream narrative and, abiding by the rules that they are going to set in the near future, you won't be able to buy or sell or function inside of this society. And it's all being, this trap is being snared through, through this financial system for you to have trust. And, that's why they're coming with this new type of financial system, which they're trying to get everybody to trust in, which is why they're ultimately collapsing all of these, commercial and smaller banks to try to deceive you into believing that these banks are not dependable. All right. But, if we can get a CBDC, a currency issued, directly from the government and these major banks, national banks, then guess what? It can be secure. It can be peaceful. We can be trusted, it'll be secure, let's just get down with this new digital system, get rid of all this cash, which is really, a snare and a trap being laid upon your financial freedom and your freedom in general as a whole. All right. Because I was reading this article, and this is why it prompted me to do this lesson, to show you that, hey, this whole CBDC digital currency and all this bank collapse and financial fear that's being put out there is ultimately, to bring in this new system, which is going to be a trap. It says, this is from Blacklisted News. It says, prepare for governments to push CBDCs in the wake of the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, which, information is coming out that Silicon Bank was a collapse was done intentionally. And a lot of it was done to get rid of a lot of these banks that are involved in cryptocurrencies, because the only digital currency eventually they want to be, they want to have is going to be these CBDCs. All right. They don't want you to have any type of financial independence or any type of, financial freedom outside of their control. And they're going to present this whole CBD system as salvation, as peace, as righteous, as secure, as dependable, and a lot of people are going to be duped into it. But anyways, I'm going to read around this article a little bit and drop a couple more precepts just to inform you that this whole thing is a trap. It's all, not organic. It's all being orchestrated. All right. It says over 100 of the world's governments are planning to push central bank digital currencies, and the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank may have given them the perfect opportunity to introduce this nightmarish surveillance tech, right? It says the heightened fear of bank runs and the growing calls for more government control to prevent another Silicon Valley bank style event has created space for governments to swoop in and present CBDCs as the solution. You see, so they're intentionally doing these different bank demolitions and shutting down these different banks, to create fear in the minds of the people that look, these banks that we have now, how the financial system is ran through these banks is run its course. It's it can't be trusted. But the only thing that can be trusted is going to be these digital currencies, which, you know, is a trap. It says prepare for these talking points to become prominent as governments ramp up their efforts to push CBDCs. And and this is where it's all going to eventually go. They're going to continue to work their magic. They're going to continue to do their uh, you know planned demolitions of all these other smaller banks to where the only option will be, this CBDCs. All right. And remember, scriptures tell you that this man's words are softer than oil, but yet are they drawn swords. So you got to be very careful, listening to Esau, because he can he can be charismatic. He can talk in a certain way to make it seem like it's really for your benefit, but in reality, it's the exact opposite. It says talking point one: CBDCs will protect you from social media bank runs. It says within days of Silicon Valley bank failure, it was described as the first social media fueled bank run in history, and fears about social media and disinfo started to be stoked. You see, and they're going to use this threat of misinformation and you being misinformed. It's just a huge form of witchcraft, which is fear based. They're going to scare the shit out of you people to the point to where, they're going to have you eating out of their hands and pushing this narrative that everything that you hear outside of the mainstream narrative or CNN or Fox News or these major news information outlets, anything outside of that is deception. People are lying. People are doing this, doing that. Listen to us, trust us, and a lot of these simple ass people out here are going to fall for that. It says similar talker points were quickly echoed by politicians. United States U.S. Financial Service Chair Patrick McHenry described it as the first Twitter-fueled bank run. During an emergency conference call with high-ranking federal government officials, Senior Mark Kelly asked if the officials were reaching out to tech platforms to monitor misinformation and bad actors and inquire about the possibility of censoring social media posts to avoid a bank run. You see, and this is everything that they're going to continue to do. You know, basically they have you to believe that anything outside of what they tell you is a lie. Right. And they have all these different tech companies and these different social media companies in their back pocket. So they're going to put the pressure on them to, tell you that whatever is not trusted, whichever information is not vetted and not approved by these different social media sites and different media platforms are all lies and disinformation. And they're going to make it to where eventually in the future to where anybody with a narrative outside of theirs will be crushed, man. You will be silenced. You will be penalized. You will be dealt with to where that, they'll be able to just lie freely and just get away with, deceiving people without any opposition. It says governments are likely to seize upon and amplify these fears of social media bank runs as they push new regulations and proposals in the wake of Silicon Valley bank collapse, and they're likely to position CBDCs as a solution. It says, be on the lookout for suggestions from officials that CBDCs are safe and immune to social media bank runs. While such promises may soothe citizens' fear of bank runs, this fear would be replaced with something far worse for those that embrace CBDCs. Programmable money that allows the government to dictate when, where, or if citizens can spend their money. And this is what that CBDC is all about. This whole everything going digital is basically to have complete control over your ability to do anything. You see? So you can't be deceived by that, man. This is how the devil operates, man. He comes to you and he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's going to come with sweet words and soothing words to, make it seem like it's believable and trustable, but really it's drawn swords, man. All right. And I read this scripture been coming out a lot lately. Where is it? Do I have it? No, I don't, but let me get it. You know what? I'll just quote it. Yeah. And when it says, when they say certain peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as a woman in travail. But let me get this, though. I know it's in Psalms, but I always forget where. There it goes. Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, and his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, you see? So you have to be very careful when listening to this guy, listening to, the mainstream media and how they're going to position themselves to bring in these CBDCs. It's going to sound smooth. It's going to sound for your benefit, but really it's war being raised on the people and shackles and chains and a digital enslavement. Here we go. Talking point 2, CBDCs will provide financial stability. It says, as Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, the prospect of widespread financial contagion event loomed. Companies said they were left unable to pay staff, large online platforms delayed payments to sellers, and other companies revealed that they held significant portions of their cash at Silicon Valley Bank. While the U.S. government stepping in to guarantee Silicon Valley Bank customer deposits appeared to have averted much of the wider financial collateral damage, although it won't be fully apparent until more time has passed, President Joe Biden has already vowed to reduce the risk of this happening again. Get ready for governments to capitalize on the fear of financial instability and use this narrative to push new rules and regulations that will supposedly provide financial stability. You see, this is why we read scriptures tell you never trust thine enemy. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit, man. And this CBDC system ain't nothing more than a pit that he's going to speak very, very highly of and very nicely of to deceive you people, man. I can't say this enough. And this is why our faith eventually is going to have to totally be in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Those of us who are of the household of faith, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the last thing you're going to want to do is get yourself involved in this beast system when they finally roll it out, man. Because eventually it's going to come with a charagma. It's going to come with the internet of bodies. It's going to come with implantable C-hips, man. You see? So you got to be have your total trust and faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because he's gonna you're gonna have to come. He's gonna make it to where you're gonna have to come to him for the want of all things, man. Once he shuts this economy out and nobody can go to the store, your dollars don't work, your debit card can't swipe, and your SNAP benefits are totally cut off when they collapse the dollar as we know it. You're gonna have to come to him to buy and sell. And he's going to have this digital beast system already in place and set up for you to come to him, unless, for you to eat and to get electricity, to have food, and to have anything, man. It's going to come through you going through the gates of this new beast system. And that's where faith is going to be a critical component of how you're going to move, man. If you're going to seek to save your life or lose your life, according to this, to be inside of this man's system so that you can buy and sell. Because a lot of our people don't have faith that, that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai can feed you or clothe you in a time of famine, in a time of drought, that, trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai can be a certified way for you to eat and to drink. Remember, the Lord said that ye are much more if the Lord feeds the birds, how much are you not worth more than the birds? Does not the Lord know that you need to eat and drink and have food and raiment? But if your trust is that only through Esau and through the system that you can get it, then hey, guess what? Have at it, man. You see? And which is why faith is going to be a very critical component in the near coming future, because Esau is going to make it to where, he's going to leave you only one or two avenues. Either you're going to come to him or you're going to die. And our people who don't have faith and trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they're going to believe that. And they're going to be deceived by that, It says, get ready for the government to capitalize on the fear of financial instability and use this narrative to push new rules. I read that. It says they'll likely blame banks for creating financial blowups, insist that governments need more control over the financial system, and present CBDCs as the tool that will bring financial stability. Those that fall for this fantasy will be locked into a system that's anything but stable. Instead of bringing financial stability, CBDCs will force citizens into a constant state of financial uncertainty, where they never know when the rules about how they can spend their money will change or how significant the changes will be. Because, you're, they're going to have complete control over everything, man. All right. And that CBDC money will be controllable. So therefore, if they have it in their minds that, look, you can't buy meat, when you try to go and use your CBDCs to buy meat, you'll be stopped. That transaction won't be able to go through. They can stop it right there as soon as you try to purchase it, man. And this is why this is such a very dangerous and a very uh, 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 you know, a wicked situation that this devil is about to bring out on you people, man. This is this is Habakkuk 1:13. It says, "Thou art purer eyes than to behold evil, and cannot look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he?" And that's what Esau is trying to do. And we know that the Lord is watching Esau doing this, but the Lord is allowing Esau to fulfill this for prophecy's sake, to separate, the true believers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai from the unbelievers of our people. All right. This is verse 14. Here's the point. "And make us men as fishes of the sea, and as the creeping things that have no rule over them. They take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net." And this is what Esau is doing. And the angle was kind of like when you put the hook on a fishing rod to catch fish. And this whole so-called banking collapse, how they're collapsing all these banks and they're bringing in this new CBD system, is like that's the angle being used to catch you people into this net or trap of the CBDC system, man. And once they collapse this economy and the cashless is worthless, these banks all implode and people lose all their savings and their monies, and the money that you do have is going to be good for nothing but either wiping your ass or keeping yourself warm. That's when they're going to come with the bait, which is the CBDC, and they're going to catch a lot of people in this net, man. It says they take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net, and they gather them in their drag. Therefore, they rejoice and are glad, right? Because that's their ultimate end goal, is to bring everybody into this digital beast system, and you to have your digital wallet, your digital identification, and eventually your charagma. And they're going to rejoice because this is ultimately the plans of these elites for centuries. They have it literally on the dollar bill, man. A new coeptus, and how they're using this, the way that they were going to capitalize and solidify their new world order was through the dollar, getting people hooked and stuck on this cash money and having their faith in this financial system to bring you into this new digital beast system, man. All right. And hey, when they catch you in that drag into this net and you get in there, man, hey, that's your ass. You're finished. It says, "Therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat and their meat plenteous." Because, basically, they're doing this in the name of Satan. They're doing this in the name of other gods. That's not Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And all you people that they can get to eventually get the charagma and make that blood sacrifice, by taking that thing, man, hey, you're a sacrifice unto their gods, and they're going to praise and use you as a fuel to sacrifice you unto this digital beast system. Everybody that gets involved in it, you're basically a sacrifice for these elites unto Satan, man. You see? It says, "Because by them their portion is fat and their meat plenty," is right. Because once they get everybody, that they are into this digital beast system, they're going to be able to hoard up all the resources for themselves, man. And they'll be able to dictate who can eat, how much you can eat, if you can drink, if you can have this, if you can have that, because all the resources will be in their control and out of your control. All right. And if you want anything, you're going to have to do whatever the hell they tell you to do, man. It says, "Shall they therefore empty their net and not spare continually to slay the nations?" Yeah, I mean, eventually, they're going to be taken out of the way, but the Lord is going to allow them to get so far within this new world order, man. And we're at one of the major critical points in it. Let me see. It says, "Remain vigilant." It says, "During the last major crisis, the CP governments leverage uncertainty and fear of the virus to push dystopian surveillance tech such as contact tracing, passports, and digital ID. Expect them to use the same playbook when pushing the CBDCs." See, and that's ultimately why the C19er what was done, man, to bring in these all of this digital technocracy, this digital contract tracing, vaccine passports, and digital ID. It all went hand in glove. It says governments are likely to use talking points that tap into people's fear of losing money during times of economic turbulence and use false promises of safety and stability to lure citizens into a CBDC system. Don't be fooled. Governments have already made it clear that they plan to strip users of their financial freedom and privacy by imposing CBDC spending limits and controls and removing anonymity. Right. They're going to tell you that, look, we have to do this and take control of all the resources to save the planet. Look, you people are consuming too much food, consuming too much meat. There's too much carbon being used. We're going to save the planet by imposing limits and controls for your benefits to save the earth. But really, it's just for them to have complete control over you, to watch you and to surveil you and to tell you what you can and cannot have. And ultimately, for Esau to play God through his technology and through his wisdom and his this digital beast system, man, so that he can watch you in real time, know what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're thinking, how many heartbeats you pump, what you're thinking, and use it as an excuse to try to be the most high through his technology, which is going to fail miserably, man. All right, but as you can see, man, hey, this is just one big trap being set, man. And you got a lot of people out here who are going to get caught up in this net, up in this trap. It says, it's not what I want. Where is it? 140. This is Psalms 140, verse 1. It says, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in his heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. Right. See, this is what Esau is doing, man. But this is a prayer that King David made to the Most High to protect him from the wicked and the violent man, which is Esau Edom, and his snares and his traps and his CBDC, his charagma, you see, and all of his wicked mischief and plans. It says they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Selah, right? So they're gonna, all that smooth talking, all of this, we're coming in and to be secure and to be safe and to make your life better. That's nothing but poison coming out of a mouth of a serpent, man. It sounds good, it sounds beneficial, but really once it gets inside of you, it's poison. It says, keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me, and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They set gens for me, Selah, you see. And this is what we're trying to wake you, Jacob, to be privy to, man. That this devil, everything that he's doing and everything that he's operating, under is nothing but snares and traps for your souls and for the souls of men, and to ultimately to get you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, basically to be defiled and sell out to Esau and worship him as your God, man, and allow him to put his mark and his technology inside of you for you to become his sole property, man, so that you can become, made in his image and ultimately be destroyed, man. You see? It says, I have said unto Yahweh, thou art my God. See, this is the sentiment we're going to have. No, look, Yahweh is our power. We're not going to sell out or bend the knee to Esau. See, it says, hear the voice of my supplications, O Yahweh. O Yahweh, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Yahweh, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves to law. And that's what this whole New World Order is about. Esau exalting himself as God on the planet Earth through his technology. Shalakia. It says, as for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again. And that's ultimately what the Lord is going to do.
What's your dad?
Oh, thank you. You see? Because the Lord is ultimately, going to rain it upon him while he is eating, and this new world order is only going to go so far before Esau tried to really get his hand on the elect and the chosen of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's when the Lord is going to lift up that standard. But in the meantime, hey, we just got to pray that we're be in the right spirit, that we be preserved, that we deny all of this man's mischief and his nets and his snares and whatever we may find ourselves in these days as he's trying to implement this, until Yahweh Shai cracks those clouds and comes and saves the day. It says, let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that Yahweh will maintain the cause of the afflicted and the right of the poor, right? Because the Lord is going to come and lift up that standard eventually, He give his man spiritual power, and he's going to crack those clouds, and he's going to deliver his elect from the hands of the evil man. It says, surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name, the upright shall dwell in thy presence. You see? And that's where our faith is, in being saved and delivered by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai when all is said and done, man. All right? And that the Lord keeps His Spirit upon us so that we can, have the eyes to see and understand fully what this devil is trying to accomplish, and be delivered and be saved and be in the right spirit, so that the Lord will preserve us from this bullshit, man. But I just wanted to do this article to give you warning from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, because this devil is moving fast. He's not slowing down. This is going to happen, all right? He is going to implode this current financial system and bring in the CBDCs, whether you people want to believe it or not. But be prepared, call upon and trust in the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and be still and know that Yahweh, that Yahweh is with us, man. The Lord is going to guide His elect through this turbulence, man. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Until the next one, Shalom.